By the light of the sun, by the depth of the moon, by the flame of the wand, by the pentacles of earth, I call upon the guides of wisdom, the ancestors of the craft, and the holy guardian angel. Guide us now through the stations of the dove and serpent. Reveal what is hidden, that we may transform it into light. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Today we walk the path of the dove and serpent spread, an 11-fold journey of transformation. Every position reveals a unique aspect of your journey, alternating between the essence of your being and the events that help to shape your destiny. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Six of Swords. Now, this is position 1. This is the station. This is your character right now. This is kind of your sense of self. This is our internal landscape right now. This is perhaps our preoccupation. This is our ego nature at this time. This is kind of who we are when we close our eyes at night, right? You're someone who's very organized. I think that you're someone who wants to kind of plan things. You want to have things figured out. You are busy structuring and reorganizing and perhaps rehearsing something in your head. Visualizing something, kind of like planning how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do this and that, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do. You're in that mode right now. Okay, it's kind of your identity right now is trying to put all the pieces of something together so that we know we kind of know how things are going to go down. Okay, so it feels to me like it is kind of a rehearsal, a mental rehearsal of something, or we're trying to figure out the plan for something. And so we have to ask ourselves, like, what is driving us? What is the purpose of this plan? What is this? Is like we're trying to plot our course on a map. Where are we going? Why are we going there? Right? What is taking all of your attention right now? And how is this plan shaping your experience of the world? Or this planning phase that you're in? Are we busy doing too much planning that we're not living? We're not experiencing life because we're too busy planning our life. Okay? So we need to put this card into a little bit of context, and we're going to do that now. You have a Princess of Pentacles. You have the Four of Cups. We have a Queen of Cups. We have the Art or Temperance card, and we have a Seven of Wands. Over here we have a Three of Wands. The Tower. We have a Two of Wands. A lot of fire and an Emperor. There's the Emperor, always in your reads. Almost every reading that we've had for you for the past, months, we've had some reference to the Aries energy. Because again, Pisces, you're evolving into the Aries energy. So if I were you, I'd watch the Aries readings every week. Twice a week, really, right? Every day that ends in Y, basically. Because in every reading that we've had for you, we've had a lot of Aries influence. And even now we see Aries superpower card. We have Mars in Aries. We have Mars and we have the Sun in Aries. Very strong, very fiery energy. And I think that, right now this is a call to action for you. It's almost saying like, look, we can't always be in the planning phases of something. We're rehearsing something. It's time for us to do it. The rehearsal is good. I think that it is important, but I think that your personal quest right now is requiring action. So let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. Oh, okay, fine. Devil card wanted to come out, wouldn't let me put it back in the pack. So another very ambitious, very confident, very self-possessed card. This is the engine of the car, and you're the driver. Okay, so here's our mystery card. We're going to set it right here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. All right. Now, as we look around the room, we see, of course, major, and now another major. Some major arcana energies, quite a bit. We see a lot of fire. We see some water. We see some air. We see some earth. And right now, this is the central task, right? Air and earth. Putting your thoughts into action. Letting your plan become a practical reality. Putting your plan into action. Putting your dream into motion. All this rehearsal that we're doing, it's time to go do it for real, you know? So position 2 is the Princess of Pentacles. It's called the station. First position is station. This is called the battle station, right? And this reveals your personal task or quest. How your conflict and challenge is kind of calling you to action, right? So this is saying ultimately that we need to get out of the planning phase and get into the action phase. Even if we're not so sure about the plan, even if you have your doubts, even if you're like saying like, there's a better plan out there somewhere. Well, maybe. I mean, there's always a better plan, right? Sometimes we have to do the best with what we've got. With the knowledge or wisdom or the information we have now, sometimes that's all we're going to get. Moving forward with half a plan is better than staying put. So this is kind of, the Princess of Pentacles is testing our resolve right now, testing our courage. Because this is the card that could transform into the best life, right? The Pentacles, especially the Princess of Pentacles, which is the only Pentacles card you have, is ready to transform into the Empress card. That's what it does. Right now, something is dry, barren, empty, it's desiccated and decimated. There's nothing growing here. No, because we're just out here, we're sitting in our house looking at our backyard and thinking, I could put the tomatoes over there, I could put some grapes, I can maybe plant a tree, I can do some flowers, where's the zucchini, the corn, the green beans, okay, I'm getting it, I think it's pretty good, and what I can do is dig a hole there and run a hose this way, but we're not actually planting the garden, we're not actually out there with the shovel churning over the dirt and making the holes and putting seeds in there, watering it yet. So we need to, that's where we're being called to get out into the field and do the work. It's one thing to think about something and rehearse something. It's one thing to perhaps plan it or read the book about it. It's another thing to go out there and live it and do it and put it into motion. So this is kind of a question of how you're going to respond to this. You're being called to take action now. You're being called to step up and do it. And maybe we don't feel very confident. Maybe we don't feel like we have all the information. Maybe we're still going through this period of transformation where we're going from the very imaginative Pisces energy into the taking action with confidence Aries energy. Yeah. So the Princess of Pentacles is here to say, it's time to get out there and start tending the soil. We're going to miss the opportunity. If you don't get your vegetables in the ground now, you're going to miss the season. Okay. So the next card is the position of our soul. It is our character, reveals the unconscious drive, the private self, the emotional landscape beneath the persona. It's a secret wellspring of feelings and memories. It's a Four of Cups. It's the card of, I'm in my comfort zone. I'm kind of scared to go out of my comfort zone. So whatever you're doing in life, it feels like that this is something that you're going to have to confront, that you're going to have to step up and go outside the box. Step outside the safe harbor, step outside the storm shelter. Okay? And take a risk and be bold and be confident. This is I know I've been playing it safe, and I know that I need to not play it safe right now. I have to just get the confidence, and I have to get up and do it. We're rehearsing it because we're not confident in our abilities, right? So this is something inside of you that's saying it's time to get a move on. We can't just stay here and pretend that everything is okay. It's time to go. It's time to, it kind of feels like we're stagnating here. And the more we linger here, I think we're going to start getting anxious because there's all this fiery energy in you that's ready to go. It's building up. Okay? And so we realize that there's something in us that's whispering to us, that's saying we can't stay here. It's too safe here. It's too comfortable. It's too familiar. Of course, It feels good, right, to be comfortable. But it's not progress. It's not change. It's kind of like saying, yeah, I want to plant the garden in the backyard, but it's so nice to be sitting on my couch with my hot cup of tea thinking about the garden. And sometimes the luxury of thinking about something is more alluring than the challenge of going out and doing it. Because what do we see as a contrast to our Four of Cups but the Temperance card, the pressure cooker, the blacksmith's anvil, the challenge, right? So when we're sitting here thinking, okay, I got a garden to plant, there's something I want to accomplish, I have goals out there, I could sit here comfortably thinking about it and planning those goals, or I can get out there and I can start doing it. Well, obviously, sitting here thinking about it is way more relaxing. It feels way better, right, in the short term than to go out in the pressure cooker and start doing the thing. But that's the whisper of the Four of Cups. It says, this feels good now, but eventually this comfort that we're feeling is going to turn to misery if we don't get out there and start doing the thing that we need to do, that we want to do, or that, our destiny is calling us to do. So, this, again, this is temporary. It feels like stability. It feels, it feels good to stay in the house and think about the garden. Not for long. Okay? Not for long. Now, the fourth position is the dwarf. It uncovers the past influences or some kind of inertial drag, some kind of pattern that might be holding you back or shaping your current situation. And this is kind of a veiling of our true feelings. I feel like you're somebody that has done a lot of the emotional work. Okay? It's the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is living behind a veil, right? So there's some old wound, or there's some old negative event or feeling for you that we don't really want to admit, or we haven't looked at, but it's still limiting us. It's still affecting us now. Maybe something with an older female energy. Maybe it's talking about how we were raised, that we were perhaps encouraged to play it safe when we were kids. That we were, like our parents never let us do anything because they didn't want us to get hurt. So like we never climbed a tree. We never were bold. We never stepped up and just said, I'm gonna jump into the lake or something and figure out how to swim. Maybe not literally. But maybe you come from an overprotective family. Okay, it could be. Maybe we come from a place where we weren't really encouraged to share our feelings about things. And so now we have this sort of need for the rehearsal, and for kind of sitting here thinking about something and planning it is more comfortable than actually getting out there and doing it, because we don't want to feel exposed. We don't want to feel like we're open to criticism or ridicule. Maybe this is really a sensitivity that we're holding on to. This could be part of that Pisces energy that we might be holding on to. Okay, because in fact, the Queen of Wands, right, is a mutable water energy. So in fact, this is a Pisces power card. And I usually don't ring the bell for this one. Maybe I should start doing it. I should start ringing the bell for the Pisces power card, right? Because this is kind of saying that, there's still some unfinished Pisces business that is kind of holding on to you before we really step into this power. And it's something to do with the emotional body. It's something that we need to look at in our own feelings that is sort of limiting us, preventing us from stepping up, getting into the pressure cooker, and like taking charge, grabbing the wheel, hitting the gas, driving the car. Okay? And so as such, this is, and it's interesting too that this is kind of the last remnants of that water energy. That is something like we need to kind of deal. Why do we feel like we have to play it safe? Why does it feel more comfortable for us to, why are we trying to be content with just thinking about something and planning it rather than taking the action? See, this water energy is blending into now this fire energy takes over. And even the temperance card is talking about the transition from water to fire. Okay, so it is this transformation that you're undergoing. So let's talk about this card. It's position 5. It's the Giant. This reveals the driving force, the motivation for us right now. What is kind of coming down from the universe, motivating us and sort of propelling us forward. It's the card of transformation. It's the temperance card, the art card. It's the pressure cooker. It is the blacksmith's anvil, right? It's the heat of the kitchen. And this is kind of like, this is trying to empower you to move ahead. That's saying, look, you're transitioning into someone who can do this. And you need to do this. You're not just meant to dream about it. You're meant to live it. And so we're harnessing this energy and saying, yes, I can become the person that I need to become. It's like you always wanted to be a chef in a kitchen, but we're nervous about all sorts of things. We're kind of, I don't be on my feet all day. It's going to be hot. I'm going to have to be confident. I'm going to have to I'm going to be in a new place. People are going to be yelling at me. It's going to be busy. I'm going to be the new person there. No, like everybody else already knows what they're doing, and I'm going to be the greenhorn. And so there's a lot of reasons why it's fun to just think about something and dream about it and fantasize about it or rehearse it or play it out in our minds. But there's something holding us back from actually going and doing it. This is the card that says you can become who you need to become. I am exactly appropriate in any circumstance, that I can grow, I can become what I need to become. So in some ways, this card is saying, who do you need to become? Who does this situation need to turn you into? You're not going to become that person just by rehearsal. Now, the rehearsal might help us. The visualization, I think, is very important. But we also have to then get out there and do the thing. Only by being in the kitchen are you going to be transformed into the person that is comfortable and confident and successful in a kitchen. You can think about it all you want. You can visualize it. You can rehearse it. You can study it. But until you get there and do it, you're not going to grow into that person. Okay, now I like visualization. I'm a big fan of it. But it has to come hand in hand with actually, doing the thing. You hear about basketball players, I forget who, but they were like, I'm always visualizing making the basket and throwing the thing and doing the layups and winning the game. And I visualize every aspect of it all the time. Yeah, but can you imagine if that person never actually went and played basketball? They wouldn't be there on YouTube telling that story, Because I think there are a lot of people that think about things and fantasize about things, but they don't do them. And so this is about now taking your plans, turning them into action, becoming who you need to become, willingly laying down on the blacksmith's anvil and being transformed by this situation. Because, you're not going to get good at it until you get good at it. Yeah? And so this is that strength that we need. And we need this fiery confidence to go into this and lay down on this blacksmith's anvil and be the person. Let ourselves be shaped and molded into the person that can do it, whatever it is. It doesn't matter necessarily what it is. So what matters is that you're going to start doing it, and we're going to get out of the planning phase. Position 6 is the imago. This is the event. Reveals the next steps, right? Reveals the future for you. The immediate consequences of your actions. Resistance, obstacle. The first obstacle is you standing up. Next obstacle is you walking toward the door. Next obstacle is you opening the door. The next obstacle is you stepping outside. Every step of the way. But the biggest obstacle really is getting up and starting, taking that first step. Taking the first step that brings this mental energy into a physical realm. A plan, a thought, to an action, to a behavior, to a crystallized reality. And so the Seven of Wands is valor, right? It's the unfolding journey. The next phase of your journey is struggle. It's David and Goliath. It's odds, right? It's a big, powerful force that you're up against. And sometimes that big, powerful force is our own inertia. Sometimes it's just a matter of I got to defeat gravity here. Basically, we got to get up, And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. And we have to understand that only by challenging ourselves and stepping up to that challenge, stepping up to the plate, and perhaps falling down sometimes, right? You have a Seven of Wands, sometimes you'll get a Seven of Pentacles. We don't have it here, but it's a card of failure. Every time we stand up, we're running the risk of falling down. Sometimes it's better to just sit down. Sit down before you fall down, right? So can you imagine somebody that they keep standing up and they keep falling down. They keep standing up, they keep falling down. Logic would say, just stay seated. Just stop getting up. But that's exactly the kind of attitude that we're trying to force ourselves to go against. Every time we fall down, we have to say, get back up again. It's much easier to just sit down. Sometimes it's appropriate, just sit down. You're on an airplane, you're trying to walk around, and you're falling down. No, just stay in your seat. Put the seatbelt on, don't, just stay there, right? Makes sense. But other times in life, it's kind of saying the more times you fall down, it means the more times you have to get up. So this is kind of like, what choices? You have to make the choice to always be getting up, to always be pushing forward. No matter how many times we get thrown down on the mat, you have to get up one more time. You always want to be getting up more times than you're falling down. And that's the way forward for you. That's how you get to your goals right now. Okay, so Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Yeah. Now, the next position is position 7, the persona. The public mask, the social face that we're going to wear, how we're presenting ourselves to the world. It's the sun in Aries. So I feel like the persona right now for you is, I can do it. I'm starting it. I'm initiating this. I'm taking charge. I'm taking the reins. I'm driving the car. I'm getting up. I'm doing it. Sometimes we've got to fake that confidence until it's real. Yeah. And sometimes we have to just force ourselves to do it. So putting on this mask, it's like you're putting on the Aries mask, even though you don't quite feel like you're there yet. We haven't fully evolved into that confidence yet, but we will. Okay? And this is how we want others to see us. And I think that if we do this, if we realize that our virtue here is like, I know what the right thing to do is, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the right thing, even though it's way more comfortable to sit here and think about doing the right thing. I'm actually going to get up and do the right thing. And I think this persona is really serving your highest truth right now, because this is us pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. Yeah. And this might be a mask that right now feels too big for us. We're going to grow into it. Okay. So you could be taking on a challenge or a job or a career or a skill that you feel is like pretty far outside your wheelhouse. That's okay. It's forcing you to get outside your wheelhouse. So it's good for you. And I think that will grow into this new role or path or this, whatever you've been thinking about. We're going to grow into that mask. Okay? So I think this is a very good persona that we need to hang on to for now until we grow into that mask. Now the next position is the shadow position. Uncovers some influence in your environment that might be testing you. Okay? There's some kind of change or chaos or some sort of necessity out here in the environment that's sort of requiring you to step up. It's like you're being called by a situation in your life, and you can either sit down and refuse the call, or you can step up and you can go do it. So this might be that there has been some sort of event that happened in your life that has opened up an opportunity for you to really step up. As maybe somebody got let go at work. You got the chance that you can step up and you can take that higher position. You can step up and say, hey, I want that job. Or you can just let it go. Or there might be something that's happening in your environment in a relationship, or you're walking down the street and there's an opportunity there. And it happens like this. It's a life change. Every moment there's a life-changing tower event. Any moment we can choose to change our life. Right? So these are the things that are happening around you that if we do nothing, it's sort of, we do the 4, right? These two positions are intimately connected. And I have to remember to tell everybody that, because it's you can see how they're connected with each other. This is the internal state. This is the external event. So this is, opportunities happening in your environment, but this is how we're reacting to them. We're not taking it. We're not doing it. So these events, these moments, these tower moments are calls to action. And every time one of these happens, we're acutely aware of how scared we get, how comfortable we are playing it safe. These are external challenges that then make us very aware of how we have these inner fears. So the environment is pushing you to grow. Every moment there's something going on that's saying, step up, show your confidence, take advantage, go do it, go talk to that person, go after that job, go outside and do that thing that you've been thinking about. It's like every moment there's every moment there's like a doorway, right, that we could take. And so when we see that there are all these things happening around us, it makes us acutely aware of how many moments, how many times throughout the day do I play it safe and I don't do the thing that really my soul inside is saying, get up and go do it. And I don't do it. From every little thing. Oh, maybe I should get up and mow the lawn. Nah. You look outside, you see the grass growing taller. Nah, I'm just going to stay here. Or you see someone you like walking by and you think, I should go talk to that person. Man, nah, I don't want to. So it's this inertia that we're trying to overcome. Yeah, that inertia of the gravity. And so to me, the tower events here in the environment are these opportunities. Life is full of opportunities for you to step up and put a plan into action. And be the hero of your story, right? Be the person that steps up and does something. Maybe every moment in life is an opportunity for you to volunteer. How many times do we let somebody else go first? So anyway, the environment pushing you to grow, right? And of course, the position 9, the Spectre, it's another character, shows the fear, worry, the concern. And it's a Mars in Aries. Right? It's kind of showing that, maybe we don't feel like it's really our nature to be so aggressive in life. Maybe you consider yourself to be a very sensitive and calm and thoughtful, emotional person. Maybe it feels weird to be in this confidence. And so the Two of Wands is sometimes, we think Mars in Aries, someone who's very aggressive, someone who's very dominating, right? You're not a dominating kind of person. Sometimes in life we need to be that kind of dominating person. Now, we don't want to be aggressive or violent or anything, but sometimes we need to see an opportunity and we need to raise our hand. We're being summoned by life constantly. Sometimes we need to stand up and volunteer. Yeah. And so this shows this shows like the person we're afraid to become. I don't want to become like a competitive, dominating, aggressive person. It's not my nature. No, but we are evolving into a more confident energy, an energy that volunteers for life, that steps up and meets life, that suits up and shows up. And so the fear of kind of, maybe this is literally like a fear of competition, a fear of having to try to be as strong as somebody else. Like let's say you want to do jujitsu, but you're scared because you're going to get your butt kicked. Well, yeah, of course you will. You'll fall down on the mat. You'll get back up again. But this is kind of that fear of like, I'm going to have to go and wrestle with another person, and that person's going to be probably stronger than me. So I'm not strong enough to assert my will in life. And that's a fundamental problem. We're not going to get strong enough until we go and we wrestle with life. But I'm not strong enough to wrestle with life. Life's going to win. Yeah. Life's going to win until we get strong enough to wrestle back. Yeah. And obviously I talk about jujitsu a lot, right? I don't do jujitsu. My daughter does. I want to, but I think there is part of me that kind of says like, well, I'm going to be the worst person in the room. I'm going to be the weakest person in the room. I'm the newest person in the room. Everybody's stronger than me, taller than me, more fit than me, more confident than me, right? But I know that one day I'll have to face that fear and I say, I'm not going to get good at it. I'm not going to get strong. I'm not going to get confident until I do the thing, until I let myself get my butt kicked and I grow a little bit each time. By answering those calls. Every day is a call to action. And only by answering those calls as often as we can will we become the person that we need to become. So the next card, of course, is your destiny, position 10, the final outcome of your journey, the culmination of your quest. The external events that are shaping your transformation shows you as a boss, right? And the Emperor is the shape of your realized self out in the world. Okay, so we start off with the persona. We put on the mask that might feel a little bit too big for us. Eventually we grow into that mask and we become the Emperor. And now we have to realize that this is the next step in our evolution, the next step in our transformation. What choices do we need to make to help usher in this new self? Well, we have to start saying yes. We have to start answering the call, start pushing back to life, start volunteering, start wrestling with things, realizing that I may not be as strong as everybody else, but I can get stronger. And only by wrestling with other people, by getting out there and asserting myself and trying, that's the only way I can grow. Okay, so this is kind of like, this is our highest potential right now. And we need to align our actions with this destiny. And of course, the Devil card is the engine of the car. And this is a motivation. We have to find a way to motivate ourselves. Okay, what is it about this particular plan, this thing that you've been thinking about? Where can you find the motivation? What can fuel it? What can make you so tense that you just get up off the couch and you go and do it? We have to find that motivation. I think that this card came flying out of the pack. Wouldn't let me put it back, because it really is saying, like, look, all this is good, but we need to somehow want it. There has to be some kind of a desire, some kind of a drive, some kind of a motivation, either by getting mad, getting aggressive. Maybe it's like, this is going to feel good. There's going to be a lot of pleasure here when I win. Or it's that I want to create. You know, we have these drives in us, and we have to try to harness one of them and use it to get us up and out the door and putting the plan into action. So this is really that creative drive, that motivation that allows us to go from air to earth. Okay. So I think that is really important too. Let's look at the mystery card. This is position 11, the guide. Right? It's a character card, represents the higher self, true self, the inner self, the guide, the teacher that is, is here to lead you on. It shows us the qualities that we might need to develop in order to walk the path ahead. I feel like it's going to be some water energy. I feel like maybe it's going to be a Pisces card, that we have to conclude that work of the Pisces energy in order to take the steps into the Aries energy. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. It is the Chariot. The Chariot is a water energy. Okay, it's a Cancer card. It's water. So this might be the sort of the fortification of that emotional body, and also the devotion, the loyalty, the commitment to something higher than ego that gives us the drive, right? Because the Chariot is transporting precious cargo, the Holy Grail, the meaning and purpose, the motivating factor of life. Okay? And so by finding that and holding on to that and keeping that with us, it gives us, this is the car, this is the engine of the car, this is you driving the car. So we have to realize that we are on a mission for something that takes us beyond ego. You're being called, you're being summoned to your destiny. Okay, so what message does your soul have for you? In fact, really, it's kind of saying, suit up, show up, get outside, get in the car, and go. Go do it, right? Fortify yourself against what you think are your weaknesses, and you will make progress on this path. The only way to get to where we're going is to actually get in the car and start to drive. We could plan our road trip, right? But planning it, thinking about it, visualizing it, rehearsing it, is not actually going there and doing it. We're not getting any closer to our destination. Let's say you're trying to go from San Francisco to New York City. You can plan it for months and years and years and years. You can plan every little detail of your trip. But you're not going to be one step closer to getting to New York City until we actually get up and out of the house and get in our mode of transportation. And if it takes a devotion and a loyalty to some higher principle to get you to do that, maybe I'm not going to do it for myself, but I'm loyal and committed to something that's greater than me. That gives me the motivation, right? You have to find what that higher purpose is and let that motivate you. All right. Now, please let the lessons of these 11 stations settle into your heart. Each card is a mirror. Each station is a temple of transformation. Remember that the tarot does not dictate your future. It reveals the patterns of possibility. It invites you to co-create your destiny. If this reading has illuminated your path in any way, please share your reflections in the comments down below. Together we journey upward, right? Ever onward and ever inward. And we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner, and there's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Pisces Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.